Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again. That's right. Surprisingly, we are continuing on with this series. Now, I will say there's still a slight chance that we're not going to sim the next season. What I wanted to do is I want to go through this offseason. I want to get this team set up as if we were continuing long term. As I've stated before, if I'm going to end the series, I don't really like the idea of trading away everybody, like every pick, I should say, and just building up a super team. I don't really like doing that to kind of, end a series. So with this episode, we're going to take the approach of if we were continuing this, I want to get this team set up. I want to see what it would look like. And from there, we'll decide as to whether or not it's worth continuing on with our journey here. Of course, in the last episode, we suffered a pretty devastating loss at the hands of a team who I don't even want to pretend exist anymore, the Colorado Avalanche. Oh, man. So that is how we're going to go about things. The Dallas Stars have won the Stanley Cup. We will, of course, take a look at their team and at the awards. I'm sure Jyrki Petrolainen won another Vezina, even though that means absolutely nothing. Colorado made it to the conference final. They actually swept the Winnipeg Jets in round 2 and then lost to the eventual Cup winner Dallas in 5 games. The Stars, every one of their series went 5 games. 4-1 over Anaheim, Arizona, Dallas, and Detroit. So there you go. We'll take a look at their team quickly to see what a Stanley Cup winning team looks like, apparently, because, oh my god, that's right. And the hits just keep on coming. The hits just keep on coming. Wow. What can you say to that, right? What can you say to that? Geno Malkin at 41 years old is still an 87 and put up 25 points in the playoffs because that's what he does. Tyler Seguin with 24 points. I mean, those three carried the team. There was some decent scoring from other players involved, but without a doubt, those three carried that team to victory. What's the defense look like? Vince Dunn at an 80, Thomas Chabot's an 84, Klingberg's a 79, Calvin DeHaan, oh my god, who's their goaltender? That's a cup-winning team, apparently. Are you kidding me? I know X-Tech's happy right about now, but oh my god. You know what I said about this series maybe not continuing after all, despite this episode being made? I mean, just look at that team. Compare it to our team. How the hell did we not get out of the first round? The curse of Warren Dirksen, apparently, as there's a very good chance that he's going to walk away with the Conn Smythe here. It's going to be him or Malkin. Maybe Godla with that, what was it, a 939 save percentage? That is not the way I wanted to start off this episode. It has now been 4 seasons since we've won the Cup. Tampa's back-to-back streak has come to an end. We, of course, won the President's Trophy for the 2nd year in a row, and that's a curse, which means we'll never win. Kaliko won the Art Ross, no real surprise there. He also won the Hart, replacing Petrolainen. Kelly Appleby wins the Norris, though. That's a little bit surprising. Upsets Dougie Hamilton, who had won 2 in a row. So congrats to Appleby. Avery in Ottawa won the Lady Byng. The Calder went to Donnelly. The Conn Smythe went to Godla. 78 overall goaltender, who, if I'm not mistaken, we had in this series at some point. I know I've signed him at some point this year. Of course, Petrolainen won it a few years ago when we won the Cup. Petrolainen did not win the Vezina. It went to Stafford of Montreal. He did win the Jennings, though, which is pretty nice. He and Bartley win the Jennings. Masterton goes to Hendricks. Trevicka wins the Selke. First guy in 3 years to actually upset McDavid. Kaliko and Tyson Jost. Down in the AHL, did we see any hardware? That is the question. Worrell, former goalie of ours, was a goaltender of the year. No awards at the AHL level. So, as we move forward, as we look towards the draft, I don't have a set plan aside from Nolan Patrick and Nathan MacKinnon being moved. That is the only thing I have planned. And we knew Patrick would be going. St. Louis has the number 1 pick. We have the 15th pick, thanks to the Edmonton Oilers. So we'll keep that in mind. I think the top line next year, it's looking like it's going to be Lydecker with Kreider and Lowry. I'm thinking that might be the best way to go. All 3 of them are technically first-line guys. Corey Schneider retired, 42 years old. Of course, we wanted to give him a job for the season. Louis Domingue retires in Boston. Any other big names? Did Malkin retire as a champion? He did. Malkin and Crosby still retired in the same year. Crosby in Philadelphia. They were quite close in points, though, weren't they? Damn. Not to mention, Malkin kept that overall. Patrick Kane retires, Taylor Hall, Drew Doughty, Logan Couture, Krug. That's quite the crop of talent leaving the league at this point, as we'll clear out the trade block. It's funny, though, that by default, it puts Nolan Patrick on the trade block, which is correct to do because he is going to be moved. My thought is it worth moving him for a prospect? Or is it worth moving him for a draft pick? Typically, I'd just go with the sure thing. Even if we were going to trade for a draft pick, typically I'd just let the team draft that player to make sure we don't, get a pick for no reason and then select a bust. I guess it really depends on what the draft board looks like and whether or not there's a franchise-level guy. So let's get into this, and we'll see what kind of damage we can do. So taking a look at who is available, no guarantee on a franchise-level player, but Van de Velde, Primo, and Blaine, all to be decent. Morita, looks like he could be a bit of a steal as well. Can you imagine if there was a franchise? There's not. Just a bunch of exact elites projected in the first round, as you would expect. Any decent exact top 6s? No, so we don't have a guarantee of getting anybody amazing. Depending on who we were to get between Blaine, Primo, and Van de Velde, if I were to trade for that top pick, maybe there's an outside chance of Terry Kwong being franchised, but he's the only player inside that top 5 that we don't have exact info on. Like I said, that's the problem, is I don't know who I want to go out and get. If you look at this team, I still say goaltending-wise, we're fine. Bartley proved to be a very solid backup this year. We're pretty much good to go. The only problem would be if Shea wants to end up getting the backup job, which he does. So that could be the one issue. So it might be worth taking a goalie in this draft. Although obviously with Petrolainen, we don't need his replacement yet. The big concern right now is Isaac and Appleby. Can we keep both of them happy? If we can, on defense, we're good to go. I mean, there's a good chance I might have to trade McAvoy, depending on how well certain right-handed prospects developed. Whether or not Preston Saugus is that guy at this point, I'm doubting. But there's a decent chance McAvoy could be moved, but now is not the time because we don't have that guarantee. So yet again, the forwards are the only thing we have to worry about. Like I said, I think the plan is for Lydecker, Kreider, and Lowry to be the first line. Second line is going to be Altshuler, Skinner, and maybe Spike Rowe. Although I don't really know if we could depend on him to be reliable enough to put up those points. So we could certainly look at getting some new prospects if McKinnon and Nolan Patrick are going. And actually, what do we have for draft picks? What do we have for draft picks at the time? 2 first-round picks, 3 seconds and 3 thirds, and some lower picks to be added onto that. So do we take the risk in the draft, or do we go out and get a surefire bet? You know what? Let's leave it to the draft. Let's leave it to the draft, because we still have prospects who might develop and might earn their spot. We're going to be a weaker team this upcoming season. That is to be expected. This was really our chance to win, and we missed out. So we'll leave it at that. The Blues do not want to trade that pick, though, so that's going to create some problems. The Bruins don't want to trade that pick either. All right, that's only slightly problematic. Now it's very problematic because the Devils don't want to trade that pick. Okay, Pittsburgh, please. No, okay, sweet. Sweet. Columbus, maybe. Can I get a top 5 pick? No, I can't. All right, well, now you're kind of forcing my hand when it comes to just selecting what prospect I want. What is the highest draft pick I could possibly trade for? You know what? We are screwed. In that regard, we're screwed. Okay, so we're going to sim. More than likely, we're just going to sim to my first selection. I mean, unless I just want to sit here and keep looking at what team is willing to trade that pick. I think Vegas was next in the order. Anybody want to trade their picks? If not, we'll just have to do what I was talking about and just go out and find somebody. Yeah, Vegas doesn't want to trade it either. Okay, screw it. So, we might not be immediately trading Patrick and McKinnon. They will both be traded in this episode, though. So let's see. Holy shit, Van de Velde was the guy, wasn't he? Like, flat out the guy. Blaine is decent, but Van de Velde, what a pick. And honestly, it's a weaker draft. I couldn't remember if it mentioned that at the start of the season. Merida, medium elite, but a very low overall. And that brings us to this pick, probably for the best that we didn't end up making a trade. We're going to end up with this defenseman here, Philippe Roy. Philippe Roy. Calling him Phil Roy. 20 years old, 6'5", 222-pound two-way. Right. I mean, he's the obvious pick. Unless I were to go for that goaltender Mathot, that wouldn't be the right thing to do. So, Mr. Phil Roy, how good are you? You're pretty damn good, aren't you? Medium elite, 68 overall. We don't need a tremendous amount of help on defense, but you can't beat that. Thank you, Detroit. Thank you, LA, for not drafting Philippe Roy. That is tremendous. Oh, and not tremendous would be where this draft class is right now. Brouwer, 53 overall. Breen was a 61. Mathot would have been a disaster of a pick. This is an incredibly weak draft, which means either we should definitely trade this pick or there is a steal waiting to be found. That is the only two ways I choose to view this. So with this selection, either I go for Robinson Alanko, which is a tremendous name, or Alanko, maybe. Depends on where you want to put the emphasis in the name. Either we go for him, or we look elsewhere. I know Thornton's medium top 6, but you can't always trust it. Schneider. Also, there's an enforcer projected in the second round. If he ends up being great, considering we're not in the Goon Squad series right now, I'm going to be furious. I might go with Schneider. It's a decent enough risk. And the last guy that was projected high elite actually ended up being fairly decent. So, Cam Schneider, another overager at 20 years old. I'm going to go for him. Why not? Let's see what happens. Cam Schneider is medium top 6, 69 overall, considering, nice, by the way, considering what else has been selected before him. We have had a very strong first round. Very strong. So, we made the best of that opportunity. We'll take a look at who is here at the end of the first round after that last pick. Van Ryn would have been decent, but 52 overall. Alanko would have been a disaster. Clymer was decent. Holmes was decent. See, that's what I'm talking about. Holy shit, McIver. I told you, I mean, medium top 4. I'm still happy with Schneider. McIver was the pick. I knew there would have to be some decent selections hidden here with the top of that draft class as bad as it was. McIver would have been great. Again, defenseman, though. Didn't need the help as much. But he clearly would have been the way to go. Which makes me think, I'm just going to keep this, I'm going to keep this set of picks instead of trading them. And we're just going to hope that we can find the steals in this draft, because they have to be here. And also the fact this goalie's 6'4" at 17 years old makes me think he could be a monster. Again, there is that enforcer. Who else do we have here? Just kind of looking at certain potentials. There's a Roenick. You know what? I think I'm going to go for that goalie. I said I'd probably take a goalie in this draft, and Marcel Therrien is the guy I'm looking at. 6'4", 17 years old. Can he be decent? Not really. Medium fringe, 56 overall. That enforcer. Oh my god, would he be perfect for Goon Squad? He would be so good for Goon Squad. That is heartbreaking in a way. Alright, who do we want to go for next? We have the Russian sniper, Yuri Kaminsky. I'm going to be looking for forwards here, more than defensemen. We have Power Carlson. Power Carlson. Right. Thornton. Murray Thornton showing up as medium top 6. Don't really know if I can trust that, but I might. If I had to guess, he's probably low top 6. Am I willing to put money on that bet? Not quite. Brent Lagasse could be half decent. Ukrainian sniper Boris Koltsov is available. Right. I mean, we have a couple of picks. Do I just go for Kaminsky? You know what? Let's go for the Russian sniper, Yuri Kaminsky. Medium top 955 overall. All right. So, obviously with these second round picks, I could use them to try and get something incredible. Like maybe package them with Nathan MacKinnon to make something happen. And to be honest, I'm thinking that might be the best course of action here. Burrows would have been a nice goalie to get. How many more picks do we have? Just one, right? Yeah, I mean, at this point, whatever. We had that option. We didn't take it. It's fine. Let's just keep going through this draft. Let's hope that we can get a little bit lucky here. Chubasov. I mean, Ott we've scouted 8 times, and we don't have exact potential on him. That's devastating. We don't know a damn thing about Raymond Roenick. Right, you have Ricard Latti. Or the American Neil Keefe. Neil Keefe. I don't know who to pick. Are there any more of those decent exact potentials? No, there is not. There's this guy here, though, in the 4th round. There's this guy, Gaudette, in the 3rd round. And this dude right here projected to be undrafted. So, right now we'll go shot in the dark, and then we have this group right here of what could be solid players for us. So we'll keep an eye out for them. Although I do want to look at goalies. And they're all just medium fringe, apparently. There is a Vukofuji, though, so that's tremendous. So let's see. Does this want to sort? It's been doing that lately, man, where it just doesn't sort. Yeah, let me go back to all players. Thank you. Koltsov's still on the board, so that concerns me. We have Chubasov, Roenick, Keefe, or Ott. I'm not going to take Ott. Keefe could be decent. Roenick's the complete unknown. Let's go with the complete unknown and Raymond Roenick and hope for the best. And the best did not happen. Medium bottom 660 overall. All right, well, we've essentially played the lottery with these picks. And while the first 2 picks were solid, the last 3 have not been. And there's the real kick in the groin. Ott turned out to be decent. He turned out to be the steal that was on the board at the moment. That's what we call a swing and miss, ladies and gentlemen. Medium top 6, 66 overall. So we did incredibly well with the first 2 selections. The last 3 have been disastrous for us. So let's try to redeem ourselves here. While I would love to go on the hunt for steals, I am going to take this defenseman first. We have scouted him 5 times. If he's medium top 6, which I'm nearly certain he will be, I'm going to be pretty frustrated. But Francois Gaudette, 19-year-old Canadian defenseman, is the pick. Oh, even better. He's worse. Medium 7th. Jesus, EA, can we please get an update to this system? I cannot stand it. Good Lord, Latti was amazing. Oh my God. This pretty much sums up this series in general, doesn't it? Starts off really promising, and then you get towards the end, the middle rounds, the end of the season, basically postseason time, and it all just falls apart. Latti was a steal and a half. 76 overall. Tremendous. Oh, God, Montoya, Harper. Yeah, it's just a whole group of half-decent players that we just passed up on. Tremendous. This series, man. It's like it almost doesn't want to continue. It's crazy. Who else do we have here as far as when they're projected? Undrafted, 5th round, 4th round. I'm going to take the 4th round guy here and just hope for the best. He'll probably be medium top 6 at best. Henrik Hornqvist. 6'3", 18-year-old defenseman. Sweden. Swedish. Oh my God. Oh, low top 6. Yay. This has been a disaster. Oh my God. Again, I had 2 approaches for this. Trade the picks, get guarantees, or play the lottery and hope for the best. Playing the lottery has not worked out. With that said, I'm going to take Jeremy Swanson here. Just because. And even he's awful. That's just great now, isn't it? Just friggin' tremendous. Oh my God, guys. This series just... I don't think we're going out with a bang when it comes to this series, guys. I don't think it's going to happen. I was trying to be optimistic at the start of this episode, and now here we are, as we have missed out on certain steals, and in the process also ended up with some horrifically bad players. Like, not even just, oh, you missed. It's also, oh, you're ending up with players who are never going to be a factor on your team. So now I could take Kang and just be betrayed by this game again. Have him scouted 8 times. Our scout's like, hey, he's high top 6. He's golden. He'll be low top 9 at best, right? Or he'll be the one guy who's actually better than what it appears. Either or. And guess what? For me, 9 times out of 10, they end up being garbage. But you know what? Let's go for it. This draft can't get any worse. Owen Kang, 20 years old. Let's go. Owen Kang is 64 overall, medium top 9. Woo! What a steal. God. Oh, boy. All right. Low top 6 went shortly thereafter. In the form of Gunnarsson, we still have more picks here in the 5th round. Who knows? Maybe we can turn it around. Maybe we can find a little bit of redemption, and maybe I can walk away from this episode without hating myself. Right? So who do we got? Who do we got? Do we trust in low league interest? This guy's projected to be just hot garbage. Mats Davidson, 19 years old. Let's go for him, Mats Davidson. That's why you were projected to be awful. Because you are. Surprise, surprise. Arcabello would have been half decent. I was honestly thinking of taking Scrivens there, so that wouldn't have made too big of a difference. He wasn't anything special. Nobody in this round so far has been that special. So that leaves us with the decision on who to draft. Don't know who to pick. Don't know who to pick. Do we go with Janes? I think we do. Nathan Janes, 19-year-old Canadian. Sure, why not? He was actually medium top 9 in the shock of the century, 65 overall. He'll be, a decent player for the Connecticut Whale, I'm sure. That's really about it. Low top 6, low top 4, low elite 63 overall, low elite 54 overall. Yep. Can we just please get one steal? Like, this might be our last pick. I haven't even checked to see how many picks we have left. Can we just end up with one late round steal to just kind of bring this together and to help me get through this, EA? We have a German defenseman and Tobias Bader. We have a goalie in Sergei Punanov. So we have Samuel Mestre. We got a Luongo, who we know is garbage. We got a guy named Shane Loynes, which is great. Sergei Datsuk. Rick Osborne. We have a Furchner. Rainier Furchner. We got Rainier Artmeyer as well. Neat. Paul Pierce. Damn it, it's Pete Pierce. And it's not the same spelling anyway. But you get the points. We have another Kang. We got Mark Kang, Maurice Bejan, who's a giant. What else do we got here? Oh, that's right. Around this time, let's go back and we'll select Matthias Kruger. Sure. Unless you're going to be low top 4. Which you are, 65 overall, but, you know, I suppose it could have been worse, right? No, it couldn't have been worse. Yeah, okay. Low elite, 72 overall. God help me. Oh, boy. All right, Puninovs was half decent. Please, I'm just waiting for, like, a franchise-level player to show up. All right, what do we got? One shot left to somehow make this a positive? How the hell are we going to pull that off? I mean, we passed on one German. That may have been a mistake. Well, we make the same mistake twice by passing on both German players. We got a Barlow, we got a Rowe, we got a Berry, we got an Andrechuk. Who else do we have here? We got a Tanabe, a Zadorov, a Voloshenko. Oh, I mean, we don't need defensemen, but do we go for Rainier Artmeyer just because we passed on one German and he ended up being decent? I think that's what we're going to do. Rainier is god-awful. We have one more pick, though. Who do we miss out on? Anybody tremendous? I'm just waiting for it. Yep, there it is. Oh, my God in heaven. Oh, my God. 75 overall. Medium top 6. I knew they'd be here. I knew they'd be in this draft. It was just, could I find them? And the answer was no. No, I can't. I've missed them every time. Every time. Bader, Osborne. We have Pierce, Klimchuk. I'm thinking more. We have Pierce. We have Pierce. I know there's an enforcer there. Pierce! You're the pick, buddy. Pete Pierce. Save me from myself, please. Nope, and nope. Oh my God. Alright. Is there anybody else that's going to make me just hate everything that's been happening right here? Anybody else? That enforcer's half decent. And yep, there it is. There's another one. There's another one. Medium top 6. Does this series continue? I was going to do the free agency period in this episode. Not anymore. Not anymore. This series is just... It's harmful to my health to even look at the screen right now. Let's go for Hermé. High league interest. Petri, Hermé. High league interest. Yep, that's a great indicator. That's just tremendous. So we got 2 decent players and a whole bunch of scrubs. And in the meantime, when we had half a dozen chances to actually end up with a decent player in the later in the mid rounds, we missed every single time. Oh, God help me. So I could have gone for the sure thing. That's right, too. McKinnon's a UFA. We would have struggled to have traded him anyway. Oh, God, yeah, we have so many contracts that are up now, too. All right, guys. Well, that will do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. In the next episode, we will, in fact, do what I said we would do. We'll go through the rest of this offseason. We'll see what the team looks like. And at the preseason, that'll be our time to decide whether or not we actually go forward with that next season. So I thank you very much for watching, as always. You know what you can do to support the video on the channel. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's aim for 2 likes. You get it? Because people ask for like goals on videos. I know, that's dumb. Links are in the description of my Twitter and Twitch. Give me a follow on both of those platforms if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you guys in the next one. What could prove to be the actual kind of finale in a way? I mean, aside from the Hall of Fame voting videos, yeah, that would pretty much prove to be the last episode if we're not entirely set and confident in our team moving forward. I'll catch you guys next time.